Insects. Most people are disgusted by them on sight, let alone at the thought of eating them. For Gen Y, a generation viewed as constantly obsessed with one eating trend or another, eating insects, or entomophagy as it's called, could have a major impact on the world we live in. The major stigma behind insects is the yuck factor, so that's why I decided to take a Gen Yer, Linda Hong, through the process and find out what she knows.
Yeah, I have seen it travelling, I think, around Cambodia and a few countries in South America. It was a delicacy, or people would come around with them on large carts and things like that, and you could get like sweet chili toppings and things, but no, not over here.
But stores like the Edible Bug Shop in Sydney are changing this perception.
My name's Sky and I'm from the Edible Bug Shop, and today I'm going to be making a banoffee pie, but not like a banoffee pie that you've had before. This banoffee pie is going to contain some edible insects.
Globally, over 2 billion people eat insects, but in Australia, it is a small niche that requires a different form of thinking to encourage it, something Mrs. Blackburn from the Edible Bug Shop is approaching.
I know that a lot of people, when they have a look at edible insects, it's hard for them to overcome that initial ick factor when it comes to eating bugs. That's why we try and provide the unfamiliar ingredient, which is the edible insects, in a familiar way.
Oh, gross. They keep moving. Oh god, they still look like they're moving. So it's rather crunchy in texture. I suppose it doesn't really taste like much though. It kind of just tastes like roasted nuts, but it's not really as bad as I thought it'd be, to be honest.
It's a reaction common among many who try insects for the first time, and while cream and caramel might not be healthy, insects are.
So there was a very interesting study from 2013 that actually looked at the nutritional values of over 230 insects, and what they found was that in terms of, say, protein, amino acids, micronutrients and their value of insects, that they came out really favourably in comparison to beef.
And when you compare insects to beef on an environmental level, they require less water, food, land, and produce fewer greenhouse gases.
Yeah, I definitely think that changing our diet is an important part of the future in terms of, if we can still pull the same nutrients or proteins from a more sustainable resource, then it's definitely better for us to do that.
With proven health benefits and a much smaller footprint than products like beef, this eating trend is one Gen Y could get behind. So much so, eating insects like this mealworm in the future might not seem so far-fetched. Liam Apter, that's why.